have great taste, especially with your radio choice. Thank you for spending a little time with Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Kiss Country 93.7. He's going to be at the Toyota Music Factory in Irving, Texas, coming up October the 6th, and it won't be long. We'll be giving away tickets for that one. That's Justin Moore. Yeah, volunteer as a country star tick checker.
I love it.
It'll take you places, your kindness and goodness. You never know. You might get a Caught in the Act award.
You never know. You never know. And it will take you as long as it needs to take because, by the time you go head all the way to toe, you might have to start over.
So what about you? What country star would you like to check for ticks?
Dude, I'll tell you who I'll check. And I'm not a big fan of redheads, but I will check Reba head to toe.
Wow. Now, you sounded a little young for Reba.
I am, yes, ma'am. But I grew up watching her show, and all the time I'm just like, oh, my God, she's so pretty.
I have said for years that a woman doesn't come into her real beauty until she hits 40 years old. But Reba, I'm telling you, Reba at 60-something is even prettier than she...
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, she still got it.
Yeah, but...
If she come up to me right now, I told my girlfriend, I was like, look, if she comes up to me, I'm going to Reba. I'm sorry. That's my lady.
Oh, so you got a hall pass on Reba and everything.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, she is on the list.
She's on my list. I've been waiting for y'all to talk about this.
Specifically ticks, because we got to talk.
Hey, tell me this. Are you a certified Reba tick checker? I mean, do you have a card?
Yes, I went to college and got my degree. I have a doctorate.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm good. I'm good.
Nice.
Good morning, Kiss Country. Okay, who would you like to check for ticks? What country star?
Like Shelton.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to get in line behind Bristol. You might have to check Bristol for ticks because she'll be checking.
No, he's mine.
Oh, she's willing to go to the map for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll throw down.
I mean, I draw the line at, throwing elbows.
Well, his team won again on The Voice, so there's probably a lot of people that would help y'all out.
I just don't know. His little fiance, Gwen Stefani, she's teeny, but it's the little ones you got to worry about.
Yeah, and I'm old.
But you're an old tick checker. I mean, you know the spots to look for.
She's certified.
Yeah, I know all that stuff. Been there, done that. I got to have to prove it.
Hey, man. Shreveport Bossier's #1 for new country. Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning. It's Gary in Bristol. If you haven't heard, Alexa is now coming with several options as far as the voice goes. For a little while now, you've been able to get it in the voice of Samuel L. Jackson. Well, new are the voices of Melissa McCarthy and who was the other one? Oh, Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, yeah.
And those would be good. I grant that. I think Shaquille would be better than Melissa McCarthy. No, I love Melissa McCarthy. It's just that Shaquille would be more recognizable.
You think?
Everything, it'd be go to General or eat Papa John's. Something.
Then I started thinking about those old school game show hosts like Chuck Woolery.
Oh,
I mean,
we'll be back in 2 and 2 from Love Connection. Remember that? So if you could choose any voice that you want, who would it be? And I'm playing one here. Remember that? That's the music from Ferris Bueller. I think the voice of Ben Stein. Bueller.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh my, no. I'd claw my eyes out. I'd stab myself with a spork. What about you? If you could choose any celebrity you want, who would it be?
Reba McEntire.
Oh, wow.
She'd be good.
Yeah.
I knew someone was going to suggest her.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Somebody said Dolly Parton earlier this morning, and I think that would be a good one, too.
But Reba all the way.
Hello, Kiss Country. Okay, what celebrity voice would you go with?
About Ron White.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to hear the ice in his glass rattling while he's talking.
You just don't even understand. I have this unnatural attraction to Ron White. For some reason, he is so just it for me.
I had the right. I just didn't have the ability.
They threw me in public.
Yeah. They call me tater salad.
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know, as the Deadpool.
Yes.
As Deadpool.
Yes.
Yeah. It'd have to be that way because, I mean, there were so many little one-liner zingers in that movie.
That was so stinking funny. I loved Deadpool.
They are to radio what Southern made is to donuts. It's Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Old Dominion, make it sweet. Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. And we're making it sweet this morning. Here at about 7:15, ticket trivia. We're going to play. And the prize this morning, Kane Brown tickets for his big show September the 14th in Arlington.
Man, this morning we're talking about kids. They do the craziest things. Gary's buddy Greg got a letter sent home from the school because his kid opened up the septic there on the playground.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
So we want to know if you ever gotten a letter about your kid.
So I got a letter from school saying that I needed to have a care conference with two of my son's teachers on the third day of school. And this is 6th grade, so he's at a new campus. And I'm thinking he's done something really bad.
Uh-huh.
And they call me and they ask me if he has a medical condition because he farts too much.
What?
I said, no, he's a 10-and-a-half-year-old boy, and they use passing gas like a trophy. He's proud of it.
So, do you have a conversation with him after this?
I mean, what do you even say? I think I died on the phone.
I didn't get the note that came home, but I did get the phone call the next day.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Apparently, the teacher had sent a note home for one of my boys for doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and the note went back to school, so the teacher called me and said, hey, did you see the note in his backpack? And I said, no. And she said, well, I thought you did because he signed it, Mom.
That is so awesome.
Spending a morning without Gary and Bristol? It's like having a birthday without cake. Today's not the day for that. Kiss Country 93.7.
Luke Bryan's played again. It's Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning. It's Gary and Bristol, and I hope you're ready. Got that coffee? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to need it. It's ticket trivia time, and we got you a pair of tickets to go see Kane Brown coming up Saturday, September 14th, Globe Life Field in Arlington. Now, listen closely. Here is your ticket trivia question. There have been more books written about this game than any other. What's that game? There have been more books written about this game than any other. We want to know, what game are they talking about? 725-KISS, 725-5477. Gary Underwood's All-American Girl. We are Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning. It's Gary and Bristol. And congratulations once again, Jack Jordan. He is the winner this morning with Ticket Trivia. He knew that more books have been written about the game of chess than any other game out there. And honestly, I know it's considered a game for really intelligent people. That's why I feel really weird saying that I can't even remember the last time I played.
Making life better one morning at a time. It's Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Jason Aldean when she says baby. It's Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning. It's Gary and Bristol. We're not even going to talk about Sunday night's LSU game. Oh, was that 5th year in a row we've dropped first game of the season? I'm just saying Nichols better be a gimme coming up this Saturday. Just throwing that out there. And speaking of Saturdays, not this Saturday, but next, they're going to be opening up the rifle range at the Bossier Sheriff's Department. And this is your chance to go ahead and get your guns sighted in. Deer season's right around the corner. So starting September 14th, 8 until 4, and then the next 2 following Saturdays, September 21st and 28th. So if you let the big one get away last year, this is your chance to make sure that doesn't happen. All the details in your free Kiss Country app.
They're like a Band-Aid for all of life's bobos. It's Gary and Bristol only on Kiss Country 93.7.
Thank you for taking us to work with you today. It's Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. And coming up here at 8:30, your 60-minute music marathon. Wouldn't you say around here that we are baseball freaks? Baseball, softball?
Oh, my gosh. When it comes to our kids,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So anytime you hear about, a good lesson that a coach has given a kid, then you really want to spread that news. Because, on occasion we see some bad attitudes.
Yes.
This just happened. I just read this. One point during a game, the coach called one of his 9-year-old baseball players aside and he asked, "Do you understand what cooperation is? What a team is?" "Yes, coach," replied the little boy. "Well, do you understand what matters is whether we win or lose together as a team?" "Yes, sir." So the coach continues, "I'm sure you know when an out is called, you shouldn't argue, curse the umpire, or call him a jerk. Do you understand all that?" Again, the little boy nodded and said, "Yes, sir." The coach continued, "And when I take you out of the game so that another boy gets the chance to play, it's not a stupid decision or that the coach is a butthead, is it?" "Well, no, coach." "Well, good," said the coach. "Now go over there and explain all that to your grandmother."
Oh!
Just love that song. New country from a new artist, Drew Baldridge. She's somebody's daughter. It's Kiss Country 93.7. We're Gary and Bristol. Friendship is being put to the test today.
Oh, my gosh. I started telling Gary yesterday about, something that my ride or die asked me to do on Monday.
And you got to explain that because that's the first time I ever heard that. Ride or die.
Your ride or die is your friend where they call you. They say they need you. No questions asked. You are suddenly available. You move everything. You clear your schedule to take care of whatever it is that they need done.
I got you.
And, we got to talking off the air, and I'm like, come on, you've got a ride or die. I mean, like Kristen Duke, if he called you in the middle of the night and said, "Gary, I need you right now," would you honestly stop to ask questions?
Yes.
Golly,
you know what, though? The more I think about this, though, if my wife or my kids called me and said, "I need you right now," I still, I would be getting on my boots, but I would be like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
And if they said, well, I don't really want to get into it over the phone, like if Uncle Gary Brummett called me and he says, "Hey, I need you down here in Grand Cane."
Boom. All right.
I'm putting my boots on, but I still want to know, okay, what gives? What are we about to get into? And do I need bond money?
Well, when my friend Michelle called me on Monday, we're really good friends through horses. And I was like, okay, I don't have boots on me right now. Do I need them? She's like, "No, you'll be good." I'm like, "All right, you packing?" She's like, "Yep." I'm like, "All right, where are we going?"
I don't know. I'm a trusting person, but I see trusting people all the time, in court.
Right.
And I'm like, you should have asked some questions. What are we about to get into? What's the craziest thing your friend ever got you into?
First time I was married, anyway, we decided to split up. So I called my best friend and told him we were getting a divorce. I'm loading my stuff up in the truck. 2 hours later, he pulls up with all his stuff. I said, What's going on? He says, "Well, you getting a divorce?" I told mine I want a divorce. Where we going?
Now that's your ride or die.
Yeah.
Hello. Got something to tell Gary and Bristol? Call them at 725-KISS. Or you can leave them a voicemail on the Kiss Country app. It's Kiss Country 93.7.
Kiss Country 93.7. He'll be in Irving, Texas on October 6th. Won't be long. We'll be giving away free tickets for that one. Justin Moore. Good morning, Gary and Bristol. And we've all got a 15 minutes of fame. That moment where you're the star. So what about you? Have you had your 15 minutes of fame? If you did, what made you famous?
Claim to fame is my nickname is Gator Bait.
Gator Bait. Everybody's hollering your name when you're down in Baton Rouge, huh? Gator Bait.
Well, not necessarily down in Baton Rouge. I'm up here in Shreveport and everything. But the reason why is because when I was 13 years old, I had half my leg bitten off the alligator.
Oh, no. Wow.
Coming into high school and swapped schools at the time, went from Jefferson, Texas to Linden, Texas. And when I went to Linden, Texas, first time dressing out in athletics, Everybody's kind of looking at my leg. And I said, all right, so I'll say half of it. From the knee down, pretty much just take a big blade and scrape off as much as you can all the way to the shin bone.
Man.
So,
I don't know if it's actually a claim to fame. If I go back to Linden, Texas now, everybody knows me by that name.
you walk into the Circle K and it's like, Gator Bait, what's shaking, baby?
Yeah,
That's horrible.
pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of people in Linden, Texas that don't even know my real name.
Oh,
They just
Can you
know me as
imagine?
Gator
Can you imagine when he was in school? Gator Bait, please
Where's
come
your
to the principal's
pumpkin
office.
heart?
Gator Bait.
Bait. No, because my mom
Oh,
worked
my
at school, so they all knew my name.
Ooh-wee.
That wasn't the funnest when your mom worked in the office.
No, I don't imagine.
Stick around. Just 15 more minutes. You won't believe what these two are going to do next. It's Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.